New state polls in the 2020 Democratic race. The St. Anselm College survey of New Hampshire Democratic voters puts Joe Biden in first with 23%, followed by the primary's 2016 winner, Bernie Sanders, at 16%, and South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg in third with 11%, just slightly ahead of Senator Elizabeth Warren at 9%. Looking to California.
Wait, let's go back to that really quickly.
Yeah, sure.
So I just have to say again, I saw Elizabeth Warren on TV last night. I will tell you, I still don't understand why she's not connecting. And every time I say that, people are, well, it's because of this. She should be doing a lot better in that state for a lot of different reasons. That's the same media market.
It's brutal for her. That's a brutal poll for her.
I think
she's not the top three in New Hampshire. I mean, that is devastating.
Her burn rate for her finances, man. And I will say, so far, this is a mystery to me why Elizabeth Warren is not doing better in some of these early polls.
You know, especially after not just coming out early, but laying out a policy agenda. I mean, she's saying,
telling people what she's going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I will say, unlike Hillary Clinton's campaign, she knows what she stands for. She delivers her message. She is consistent on her message. And it's focused enough that voters know what she supports.
Yeah, right. So I don't know why she isn't doing better. I don't know why that isn't a better poll for her. She's obviously got to do well in New Hampshire. She's got to do better than that in New Hampshire if she's going to have any chance of the nomination.
But that is the headline, right?
Yeah, she comes in fourth in New Hampshire, and she's done.
I think the other headline is Mayor Pete.
That's a big headline also.
It's a big headline.
Pete.
And that Joe Biden hasn't gone down.
Nope. Nobody hasn't. Speaking of which, let's look at California's
Beto O'Rourke is at 6%
Tuesday primary.
Despite that launch.
The Quinnipiac University poll has Biden in the lead with 26%, Sanders at 18%, and home state senators Kamala Harris at 17%, followed by Buttigieg and Warren at 7% each. Both polls conducted late last week while Biden was dealing with all those complaints about the way he hugged people. And both show him.
Hold on a second. Hold on really quickly here. Just overall here, Claire. If you are a sitting state senator and you are in third place in your home state, and that's sort of seen as your key to victory, again, here's another person, Kamala Harris. I said she had a great launch. She's a great political athlete, just like I think Elizabeth Warren is. She's got a good social media following. She's doing everything you need to do, and she's in third place in her home state.
But she's really tied for second. I mean, that's 18-17.
Right.
That's a little different than Elizabeth Warren's situation, and I think she's...
How would you feel if you were running for president, third place in Missouri when you were a sitting?
It wouldn't surprise me. I've had $75 million worth of negative advertising in Missouri.
2012. Well, see, that's another thing. She has not yet.
She's never had negative, and that's the thing to keep in mind here. How many of these candidates have never been in a mano-to-mano political fight, have never really been in a bloodbath? And Kamala is one of them that's never really been in a bloodbath. Most of them have not, in fact. And so I think time will tell. I think her being second, essentially, with Bernie in California behind Biden is not, that's not insurmountable. I think she can still, especially when some of the others collapse down below, you're going to have some moving up to her.
Look at the gap between her and everybody else. I mean,
so Beto's at 4%, and again, Vanity Fair told us he was the new Bobby Kennedy, basically. So what does Beto need to do between now, other than get me to pronounce his name right, between now and these primaries? How does he get any oxygen in this race?
You know,
because he's had the freest media ride since Barack Obama.
He has had an incredible media ride, and he needs exposure. Look, I think this thing gets a lot more interesting, a lot more defined when the debates start. Now they're going to have to put them on risers, right?
Seriously, how do you break through in a debate when you get 3 seconds? And I'm serious.
And the answer is perhaps non-verbally. You do it the way Donald Trump broke through in 2015 and 2016
how do you do it?
against 16 other candidates.
you be Mayor Pete. That's how. Because every time he opens his mouth, everybody is impressed. Every time he says anything, people are blown away. He's got it together. If you want to look at the bright young star, Bobby Kennedy, whoever, somebody who can cut through all this noise, it's him. It's not Beto.
I think he's good. I think he's good. But let me just do a counterpoint here. Beto, in fairness to Beto, he got a lot of press because he did some things that were extraordinary during his Senate campaign.
He lost.
I know that, but he came close, and I'll never forget the viral moment about him talking about kneeling during the national anthem. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was really something.
Yes, but
and it was courageous.
But Claire,
it was authentic.
I get it.
And that's why he got a lot of attention, not because he's just
No, but
cute.
Claire, on a debate stage, when you've got a couple of seconds, let me just tell you, it's 50-50. He's not going to say something weird.
I guess you're
We
right.
can't afford that.
I guess you're
okay?
right.
It's 50-50.
I'll give you that.
Like super.
He comes off a little weird sometimes.
And we can't afford that.
And who knows? He may
Well-
just wander into a cornfield and start typing thoughts.
It's about him.
Invite his
It's-
diners
and
to the middle of a
everybody wants it to be
cornfield
about
and
the
start-
country.
You're
start
right.
talking
You know what else
about,
you're seeing in these polls? is
midlife crisis.
Why Joe Biden's not in a rush to jump in. He's going to sit on the top
Right.
of these polls as long as he's discussed.
All right.
Those were taken, by the way, in the middle of last week's and the week before the discussion
And he's
about
still
the hugs
comfortably
and the
ahead.
touching and all that, and he's still comfortable.
So no super woo-woo. But
No.
maybe the
No,
Democratic candidate needs a little woo-woo.
No,
right?
actually, no. That's the problem. Actually, Gene, trust me.
So
okay? No, we'll.
I want to be clear on Beto. Like, because you said
Well,
what he did in
surprised
Texas was
me.
extraordinary, and I said he lost. I know that's a harsh assessment, but you're running up against Donald Trump.
That's right.
And what do people want more than anything? They want somebody who can beat Donald Trump.
Correct.
They want somebody who knows who they
Who's gonna
are,
get it
somebody
right.
that is going to smother him, somebody that's going to stay on top of him. I don't see Beto as that guy, because Beto, and I'm not being like ugly, but if you're going to have a midlife crisis because you ran a tough Senate race, right? Because you ran a tough Senate race and lost. I didn't see you driving to
I'm
Kansas.
just glad you called it midlife.
think
In fact, somebody told me I was having a midlife crisis. I said, "Oh, I'm way past that. I'm way past midlife." So, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like this is the wrong time
I agree.
for that
I agree.
pose.
And I agree with you about Mayor Pete. He is.
He's great.
Every time he says anything, it works. It's impressive.
He's got.
It's not 50-50 what's going to happen.
He's got a lot of raw talent, and he's
No?
very smart.
Gene, you're gonna,
No, I
please,
know.
Take
You know,
this and
I-
write about it. We can't afford 50-50. Okay? We
Yeah,
can't.
We can't. No,
don't even
it's
know what
true.
that means.
If the ratio is 50-50,
It's
you're right,
a
we
no.
can't afford that.
Goodbye.
We can't.
What's the,
that won't
what's the,
work.
I missed the ratio. What's
It's
the
50-50 that he's going to say
50-50
something
is-
weird or a little kind of no. He's got to hit a
You
home
gotta
run
know
every
you are.
time. Who does that? Who's been the surprise candidate?
You-
Who does that every time?
You know what?
So
Eric's-
far, Mayor Pete.
And you know who
so
will
far.
in the
but
future?
he's never been in a bloodbath like
Well,
Claire said. So
I wonder
let's see.
about our next guest.
Eric Swalwell.
Thank you, Eugene.
Eric Swalwell may do it. He's our next guest.
look at that.
Gene, thank you so much for
Thanks,
being
Gene.
with us. It's
Great
great
to
seeing
be
you.
here.
All right,
guys.
Congressman Swalwell, on the opening leg of his presidential campaign, he says his White House cabinet will feature more than one Republican. Huh? We'll talk about that coming up.
What's that about? Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.